Have you ever felt like you're always one step behind? Like no matter what you do, you're just not getting where you want to be? Well, what if I told you that the secret to gaining the upper hand in life doesn't come from external success, but from mastering your own mind? Welcome to the AI Stoic, where today we're diving into 9 powerful psychological strategies that the Stoics understood and we often overlook. Stay tuned to discover how these ancient principles can transform your life today. Hello, Stoic seekers. Welcome back to the AI Stoic, the place where ancient wisdom meets modern minds. It's a beautiful day to fortify our minds and spirits, isn't it? I'm thrilled you're here, joining our community of thinkers, doers, and relentless learners. Today, we're not just learning about Stoicism. We're applying it through the lens of modern psychology to supercharge our lives with resilience, focus, and profound inner peace. Before we dive into the heart of our discussion, I want to remind you why you're here. You're not just seeking knowledge, you're seeking transformation. You're part of a community that values wisdom, courage, and the art of living a good life. So, as we embark on this journey together, remember that each piece of knowledge, each strategy we discuss is a step toward becoming the most resilient, wise, and tranquil version of yourself. Now take a deep breath, clear your mind, and prepare to dive into the depths of Stoic wisdom and psychological mastery. Today's exploration could be the turning point you've been looking for. So let's get started, shall we? 1. Understanding what's in your control. Let's delve deeper into our first strategy. Understanding what's in your control and what's not. This concept is the cornerstone of Stoic philosophy and a powerful tool in psychological well-being. The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control. It's a simple yet profound concept. Some things in life are within our control and many are not. But what does this really mean for us today? First, let's talk about what's in our control. Our thoughts, our reactions, and our decisions. These are the realms where we reign. You can decide how you interpret an event, choose your attitude in the face of adversity, and determine the values by which you live your life. This is where your power lies. Now consider what's not in your control. The actions of others, the outcome of events, and the whims of nature, and these are outside your dominion. No matter how much we wish otherwise, trying to control these aspects only leads to frustration and disappointment. But here's where it gets interesting. Modern psychology supports and expands on this Stoic principle through concepts like locus of control. People with an internal locus of control believe they can influence their life outcomes through their actions. Those with an external locus of control feel that their lives are mostly controlled by external factors. Research shows that having an internal locus of control is linked to higher levels of happiness and success. So how can you apply this strategy to live a more fulfilled and less stressful life? Start by observing your daily frustrations. Are you upset about something within your control or outside it? If it's within your control, devise a plan to change or influence it. If it's outside your control, practice letting go. Remind yourself that this is not yours to fix, and focus your energy where it can actually make a difference. Here's a Stoic exercise to help you: the control circle. Visualize 2 concentric circles. The inner circle contains things within your control, and the outer circle contains everything outside your control. Whenever you're faced with a challenge, place it in the appropriate circle in your mind. This visualization helps you quickly see where you should focus your efforts and what you should release. Remember, understanding and accepting what you can and cannot control doesn't mean being passive. It's about directing your efforts and emotions more efficiently. It's the art of being active in the right areas and at peace with letting go of the rest. This strategy is about empowerment, resilience, and finding tranquility in a turbulent world. 2. The power of perspective. Continuing our exploration of the power of perspective, let's dig a little deeper. We've discussed how cognitive reframing can transform setbacks into opportunities for growth, but let's consider the broader implications of this strategy in our daily lives. The Stoics were keen observers of human nature, and they realized that our happiness and suffering often depend not on external events, but on our opinions and reactions to them. Marcus Aurelius himself said, "You have power over your mind, or you are not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." But how do we consistently apply this in a world that's constantly trying to dictate how we should feel and react? It starts with cultivating a strong inner dialogue. Instead of letting the initial reaction or societal narrative take control, we need to pause and ask ourselves, is there another way to look at this? This doesn't mean being unrealistically optimistic or ignoring reality. Rather, it's about seeking a more empowering, constructive, and balanced view. For example, if you face a rejection, instead of thinking, "I'm not good enough," reframe it as, "This is an opportunity to improve and try again." If you're stuck in traffic, instead of simmering with irritation, consider it a chance to listen to an audiobook or some calming music. It's about finding the silver lining, not just for the sake of positivity, but to give you a sense of control and purpose. This shift doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice and persistence. Every day, challenge yourself to flip a negative narrative into a positive or at least a neutral one. Write these instances down, reflect on them, and soon you'll notice how this habit changes the way you view life's challenges. 3. Premeditatio Malorum. Continuing with our deeper look into Premeditatio Malorum, or the premeditation of evils, let's explore how this strategy is not just about bracing ourselves for the worst, but also about cultivating a profound resilience that comes from within. The Stoics practiced this not to dwell on negative outcomes, but to diminish the shock and discomfort that comes from unexpected hardships. By mentally rehearsing potential adversities, we're essentially inoculating ourselves against the turbulence of future emotions. But there's more to it than just preparing for the worst. This strategy also involves understanding and embracing the impermanence of life. When we regularly remind ourselves that things can change drastically at any moment, we start appreciating what we have more deeply. We become more adaptable, more grateful, and less attached to specific outcomes. This doesn't mean living in a constant state of fear or pessimism, but rather in a state of realistic awareness and appreciation. Furthermore, practicing Premeditatio Malorum can lead to better decision-making. When we're aware of the potential downsides and have mentally prepared for them, we can plan more effectively. We can take preventative steps and develop contingency plans. This means that when adversity strikes, we're not paralyzed by shock or overwhelmed by emotion. Instead, we can respond with a calm, prepared mind and a well-thought-out plan. So, as you go about your day, consider the potential obstacles and challenges you might face. How would you handle them? What can you do now to prepare? And how can this practice deepen your appreciation for the moments of peace and success? By regularly engaging in Premeditatio Malorum, you're not just preparing for the worst, you're strengthening your ability to enjoy and make the most of the best. 4. The pause principle. Delving deeper into the pause principle, let's consider its profound impact not just on our immediate reactions, but on our long-term well-being and personal growth. This strategy is about more than stopping for a brief moment before reacting. It's about cultivating a space where wisdom can flourish. In that space, you have the power to choose responses that align with your values and goals, rather than being hijacked by fleeting emotions or external pressures. The pause principle can also enhance our relationships and communication. When we react impulsively, we risk saying or doing things we might later regret. However, by pausing, we give ourselves the chance to consider the other person's perspective, to choose words that are kind and constructive, and to respond in a way that builds rather than destroys. This doesn't mean you're suppressing your emotions or opinions. Rather, you're choosing to express them in a way that's respectful and considerate. Moreover, regular practice of this principle can lead to a more mindful and contemplative life. As you cultivate the habit of pausing, you'll find yourself more present and aware in your daily activities. You'll start to notice the beauty in small moments, the lessons in everyday challenges, and the potential for growth in what might once have seemed like mundane routines. This shift towards mindfulness can significantly reduce stress, increase satisfaction, and promote a deep, enduring sense of peace. So the next time you're faced with a decision, a challenge, or even just a moment of irritation, remember the power of the pause. Give yourself that gift of space and time. In doing so, you're not just avoiding a potential mistake, you're also opening a door to a more thoughtful, peaceful, and fulfilling life. How will you implement the pause principle today to transform your reactions into thoughtful responses? 5. Voluntary discomfort. Here's a challenging one. Voluntary discomfort. Yes, it's about getting out of your comfort zone, but it's also about building resilience. Try taking cold showers, fasting, or even just turning off your tech for a day. These acts of discomfort prepare you for life's unexpected hardships. Are you brave enough to try this? Share your voluntary discomfort challenge. 6. The journal journey. Expanding further on the journal journey, let's explore how this practice goes beyond mere reflection and acts as a tool for deep self-discovery and personal evolution. When you commit to regularly writing down your thoughts, feelings, and experiences, you're not just keeping a record, you're engaging in a dialogue with your inner self. This ongoing conversation helps uncover your deepest values, challenges your assumptions, and illuminates patterns in your thoughts and behaviors that you might otherwise overlook. Journaling also serves as a powerful means of tracking your progress over time. As you write about your daily experiences and the application of Stoic principles in your life, you create a personal archive that reflects your growth and changes. Months or years from now, you can look back and see how far you've come, which strategies have been most effective, and where you've faced the most significant challenges. This isn't just encouraging. It's invaluable information that can guide your future growth and development. Moreover, the act of writing itself can be therapeutic and clarifying. It forces you to slow down, to think more deeply, and to articulate your thoughts in a coherent manner. This process often leads to insights and revelations that might remain elusive in the rapid flow of daily thought. It's a form of meditation, a way to quit the noise of the outside world and listen to the voice within. So, as you embark or continue on your journal journey, remember that this isn't just an exercise in writing. It's a voyage into the depths of your mind and soul. It's an opportunity to confront your fears, celebrate your victories, and articulate your dreams. Each entry is a step on the path to a more profound understanding of yourself and your place in the world. How will you use your journal today to explore the landscape of your inner life? 7. The Optimism Bias. Delving further into the optimism bias, it's crucial to understand how this inherent tendency can shape not only our expectations, but also our decision-making and planning processes. This bias leads us to underestimate the likelihood of experiencing negative events and overestimate the positives, which can be both a source of hope and a potential pitfall. On one hand, it fuels perseverance and resilience, driving us to pursue goals with the belief in eventual success. On the other hand, it can lead to disappointment or unpreparedness when outcomes don't align with our rosy predictions. Understanding and acknowledging the optimism bias is the first step in harnessing its power while mitigating its risks. By being aware of this tendency, we can actively counterbalance it by seeking out objective information and considering a range of possible outcomes, not just the best-case scenarios. This doesn't mean becoming a pessimist. Rather, it's about becoming a realist who also retains the ability to hope and dream. Furthermore, by incorporating a reality check into our planning and decision-making processes, we can prepare better for the future. This involves deliberately considering potential obstacles and setbacks and planning contingencies for them. It's about tempering our optimism with a dose of pragmatism, ensuring that our plans are robust and resilient, not just hopeful. So as you go about your day and make plans for the future, take a moment to reflect. Are you accounting for the optimism bias? Are you considering a full range of outcomes? How can you balance hope and realism to make decisions that are both positive and practical? By extending your understanding of this bias and its implications, you can navigate life with a more balanced and effective mindset. 8. The habit loop. Building further on the concept of the habit loop, let's explore how understanding and reshaping our habits can lead to profound transformations in our lives. Each habit we form, from the smallest daily routine to our most ingrained behaviors, is an opportunity to embody the virtues of Stoicism. However, it's not just about identifying and changing the habits themselves. It's about understanding the underlying needs and desires they fulfill, and then aligning them with our higher goals and values. When we dissect the habit loop cue routine reward, we can start to see how our environment and internal triggers lead to certain behaviors, which then provide us with some form of satisfaction or relief. By consciously redesigning any part of this loop, we can shift away from destructive habits and towards those that build our character and enhance our lives. For instance, if a stressful cue leads to a negative routine, finding a healthier way to deal with that stress can alter the entire loop. But the real power comes from aligning these habits with Stoic virtues. Imagine if each habit you cultivated contributed to your wisdom, courage, justice, or self-control. Consider the impact of routines that consistently reflect these virtues, not just in grand, life-changing ways, but in the small, everyday moments. This alignment transforms habits from mere actions into expressions of your deepest values and aspirations. So, as you reflect on your own habit loops, think about the virtues you wish to embody and how your daily routines can be refashioned to reinforce them. How can your morning routine foster more wisdom? What habits could cultivate greater courage? In what ways can your interactions with others reflect more justice and kindness? By extending your understanding of the habit loop and infusing it with Stoic virtue, you turn every action into a step towards becoming the person you aspire to be. 9. Reflective resilience. Embracing change and challenge. Moving on to our 9th strategy, let's delve into reflective resilience, a practice deeply rooted in both Stoic philosophy and modern psychology. This strategy is about more than just surviving in the face of adversity. It's about thriving. Reflective resilience is the art of embracing change and challenge not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth, learning, and development. Stoicism teaches us that life is filled with unpredictable changes and challenges. Instead of fearing or avoiding these inevitable aspects, Stoics see them as natural parts of the human experience and as chances to practice virtues like courage, wisdom, and adaptability. Similarly, psychology encourages us to view challenges as catalysts for personal growth and self-discovery. By adopting a growth mindset, we can learn to see setbacks not as failures but as valuable feedback and chances to improve. But how do we cultivate this reflective resilience? It begins with reflection. Regularly take time to contemplate your life's challenges and changes. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can it help me grow? What strengths might I develop as a result? Reflect on your past difficulties and the strengths you gained from overcoming them. This not only helps you appreciate your growth, but also prepares you to face future challenges with confidence and poise. Furthermore, embrace change as an inevitable and beneficial part of life. Develop flexible plans and maintain an open mind, ready to adapt as circumstances evolve. Celebrate your adaptability as a testament to your resilience. And remember, resilience isn't about never falling. It's about learning how to get back up more effectively each time. Embracing the Stoic mindset daily. Before we part ways, let's take a deeper dive into how you can embrace the Stoic mindset every single day. It's one thing to understand these strategies, but another to live them. Daily Stoic practice isn't just about reacting to life's challenges. It's about proactively shaping your character and destiny. So, how do we do this? First, start each morning with a moment of reflection. Ask yourself, what virtue do I want to embody today? It could be courage, wisdom, justice, or moderation. Then, set a clear intention on how you'll demonstrate this virtue in your actions and decisions. Throughout your day, practice the Stoic spotlight. This means periodically checking in with yourself, assessing your thoughts and emotions through a Stoic lens. Are you perceiving events objectively, or are your judgments clouded by unnecessary emotions? Shine a light on your inner workings and adjust as needed. As you encounter challenges, big or small, apply the Stoic shift. This is where you take a problematic situation and flip it into an opportunity for growth. Ask yourself, what can this teach me? How can this strengthen my character? This shift doesn't just change the situation, it transforms you. Lastly, end your day with gratitude and reflection. What went well? What could have been done differently? Celebrate your successes and forgive your missteps. Remember, Stoicism is about progress, not perfection. As we conclude our exploration of these powerful psychological strategies inspired by Stoicism, remember that the journey you're on is deeply personal and incredibly transformative. These strategies aren't just techniques to apply, they are pathways to a more profound understanding of yourself and the world around you. They're about building a life not just of external success, but of internal mastery and peace. Think of each strategy as a tool in your philosophical toolkit. Just as a craftsman selects the right tool for the task at hand, you too can choose which strategies to apply in different areas of your life. Maybe today, you need to focus on understanding what's in your control, and tomorrow you might find the pause principle more relevant. The key is to keep practicing, reflecting, and growing. And as you practice, don't be too hard on yourself. Stoicism is not about perfection, it's about progress. It's about doing a little better today than you did yesterday and learning a little more with each step you take. Celebrate your victories, learn from your setbacks, and always keep moving forward. So, take these strategies, these tools of the mind and spirit, and use them to build something beautiful in your life. Let them guide you, challenge you, and inspire you. And remember, in the grand story of your life, you are the author. Write a story that's worth reading. Thank you for joining me on this journey today. Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and, most importantly, keep living the Stoic way. Farewell, fellow seekers of wisdom. Han.